Oh, Graybeard,
I am Michael the White. I have returned from Isildur.
in your He-Man cave. What you see in there, Kevin, is $1 million worth of He-Man stuff.
I was like, that is an incredible setup. I was like, are you at a store? Like,
Yeah. This is where I've been sleeping. Just don't tell the store owner.
You're listening to, and this is why I love comics. Andy and Mike!
Pants are not mandatory, so. And welcome to another episode of And This Is Why I Love Comics. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And we are here recording. We're on the Zoom. So if you're a Patreon member, you are seeing this raw. Kevin's not wearing pants. Welcome. We do. Mike, hi. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a week.
Hey, I went to a comic shop recently. And I got back from C2 of the E2s.
Oh, you went to the E2s of the C's 2s?
Yeah. It was.
You don't invite me to those things anymore.
Yeah, those days are gone, man.
And you got kids that go. We are joined by Kevin, a longtime new comic reader. You can't really call him a new comic reader anymore because it's been like 5 years since he was.
I'm a professional now.
Professional comic book reader, veteran comic book reader. Kevin rejoining us again after such a long time. We shouldn't wait this long, but we did. I'm weird like that. Anyway, Kevin, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Finally, I've been trying to get him in, and then I wander off, and then I get back on track, and then I wander off, and then Mike distracts me, and it's just really weird.
Shiny things.
Shiny, ooh.
Yeah, look at this.
Piece of candy.
So Kevin's here with us. We're going to talk about what it's like be still collecting. Or is he? We don't know either.
That's after the break.
Right.
Yeah.
And commercial.
The cliffhanger. You get that nice narrator going like, no, is he really collecting comics? We'll find out in a moment.
Wow, the C2E2 thing has got me wondering, Kevin, have you gone to a comic convention?
I have not. That's the one thing. Like we were talking a bit earlier, I've re-listened to the first episode with you guys, and we talked about that, and something I'm still interested in. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, so I definitely need to do that. When is, I probably should look this up. Are you talking about the Grand Rapids one that you went to, or was that?
Well, I know Kalamazoo, which is a part of the Grand Rapids one's doing it probably in next weekend.
This weekend.
So, this weekend?
Yeah.
It's November 14th through 16th is the one in town. But the Kalamazoo one is April 10th through 12th, which I've never been to that one.
If you are into celebrities or quasi-celebrities or mid-tier, B-list, C-list, yeah, this is the place to go. In some cases, they're really great because some of the people are super appreciative of you just showing up.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I do? Wow, that's great.
Right. I haven't been on TV in 20 years and you still recognize me? And yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a giant picture of you right behind in the role.
It tells us what you did.
I think I mentioned this on a podcast before, but I had gone to a show, I think it was Wizard World. It was what it was called at the time. And they had Gil Gerard was there. And they had him sitting Buck Rogers fame from the 70s. And he was sitting right next to the guy from Beetlejuice, who was kind of like the fancy guy, I guess. I can't remember. It was kind of hilarious because Gil Gerard had his picture behind him, and he's just recently passed away. But Gil Gerard had his picture behind him from his Buck Rogers
picture. Manly.
Yeah. And he had and then he was sitting there in person, and the fight was done with weight gain.
Well, and then we also come to that, don't we?
Yeah, it definitely. But then on the other side was the guy from the Beetlejuice movie, and he had lost a ton of weight. So all of his pictures were of this guy, heavy set, and then and it was like, where are these people? Because I don't recognize either one.
Switched it around.
Yeah, seats.
I haven't been to a comic convention, so there's that. I'm boring like that. I do want to say I do know something about you, Kevin. Since the last we talked, I know there's been a lot of changes, and I keep pointing to you, and it's not very nice. And you don't even see what I'm pointing at. I can be pointing at Mike anyway. So I know you got engaged.
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
did. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know Carly last time we talked on the pod, and yeah,
Right.
met her, chased her down, won her over, showed her my comics. She didn't run away. It's like,
That's a good sign.
check this out.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah, no.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, if your future bride is not afraid of you because of the comics, I think that's a good start, I think. Right? That's what happened to you, Mike,
Litmus
right?
test.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, well, it's one of those things where you kind of like wading into a pond, an unknown water. It's like you kind of take those first few hesitant steps, and then you get a little bit further, and then you get a little bit further, and you get up to high thigh, and you're like, okay, I either have to dive in and that's how you introduce nerddom to your significant other. That's yeah, it was kind of one of those like introducing the dwarves to Bilbo,
Right.
a few at a time. Just, hey, do you like games? Yeah, like checkers and chess and Monopoly?
No.
Yeah, those games. Oh, but do
Yeah.
you know there's other games out there? Do you like movies? Yeah, like When Harry Met Sally, and then it's like, what about these kind of movies?
Well, these movies, you didn't just lead her right into your He-Man collection, right?
No, there was no.
You like swords? No?
Yeah, like gladiator movies.
Yeah.
Like movies about gladiators.
Well, Kevin, let's get into this. Question one is, are you still collecting?
I am. I feel like I shouldn't beat myself up too much. I was about to say I feel like I should be further along, but I am where I am. So, and that's all you can be, but I am
Right.
further along. I
Okay.
have actually ventured into comic book stores. That
Ooh.
was something I hadn't done. I still don't feel comfortable in them. Like I'll walk in and
You'll get
try to
stared
just
at.
try to like make a beeline so they don't talk to me. Like, because I'm always like, like I just want to look for what I want. I am having a little trouble too because I guess I'm finding out quickly that the Archie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are not something you just find in regular bins.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
they'll be like, anything you're looking for, and I'll tell them, and they'll be like, oh well, we don't have that. And it's like, well,
Yes.
okay. But I
Yeah.
do. I still try to buy something because most of the stores I'm going into are mom and pop shops. So I still want to support. I do have some side quests that I've kind of started on because of that. I think again, this is all listening back to the old episode. I was three in, currently 13 in, because I had the original miniseries, and I've gone up to 10 thus far.
And that's all turtles, you said?
Yeah, all turtles. I got 63 to go. I think there's 73 total.
Okay.
So
It's a slow burn sometimes. You just, when you find them, you grab them, and then
yeah,
you might not see them in the wild for a while. So
yeah, I've yet to find one in the wild. I'll be ecstatic. I did, like I said, I kind of did side quests. I got to get into the last
no,
Ronin.
yeah, last Ronin.
Got those.
I heard
That-
those are really good.
Yeah, collected those. That little series. I'm trying to think. I've collected a few more Black Panthers. Those I've actually had luck. I found a couple up in Traverse City as part of that, a part of the Kirby series.
Okay.
So I grabbed a couple of those out and about. Probably
Nice.
overpaid for one, but that's all right.
Yeah, it happens to all of us. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes
At
you just
least
so
I knew it this time.
right. Yeah. Right.
But
You're willing to do it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Black Panther. Yeah. That's still something I don't own. Like I own digitally, but I don't have any original Kirby's. And that's makes my collection pretty poor, but so I envy your starting that out. When Chad Boseman died from Black Panther, Comixology gave all their digital Black Panthers out for free, so I downloaded all those as soon as I could, and because I knew that wouldn't last forever, so I still have all those. Probably made it just through the Kirby stuff. Haven't read any of the other stuff, but Mike, do you have any Black Panther Kirby's?
I just have, I think, issue number one, because of the frog. It was all it took.
Right, that magical frog.
Yeah, nothing
yeah.
says, let's talk about the king of, Wakanda, like a magical, all-powerful frog that I don't think ever appeared again in the Marvel continuity after that.
I probably did. They probably brought it back at some point. It probably morphed into something else. Yeah,
wound up being Captain Universe down the road.
I've been on TikTok a bit, and like the current hot trends seem to be the Daredevil blind bags. I don't know, Mike, if you have seen any of that stuff. It started over, new issue number one. We'll do these blind bags, and we'll have, cover, original covers in them and some sketch covers, and maybe you'll be lucky enough to do it. All the stuff that, cards already do. You pack a Pokemon, maybe you'll get lucky. And now they're doing it. This isn't new. Blind bags aren't new for comics, but I see a resurgence in that. And I did post the other day, should I, old grumpy old man, do a blind bag? Is it something I should get back into? And I've heard a lot of yeses and nos, so I don't know if I should. But Kevin, do you ever like those gimmicky things? Is that anything you're interested in as a veteran reader now?
Yeah, and I'm not aware of that. So I had that written down, blind bag question mark. So
Yeah.
So is it you buy from a seller and they just grab and send it, ship it off to you sight unseen?
No, Marvel made, I think it was like 100 covers of this new Daredevil, and they've done it with other books too. And it had a new writer and stuff like that. So they ship them out blind bagged, not from any seller, just it's from Marvel. So any comic store will have them, can order them, and then you would buy just the blind bag of it and cut it open, see what cover you get. Maybe it's one worth $1,000 original, and maybe it's just the generic. It's a gimmick, and it works because they said like Daredevil, that issue of Daredevil sold 300,000 copies, which is almost unheard of nowadays. So I mean, the gimmick works, but I bet you issue 2, which doesn't have a blind bag, goes back down to 70,000, or something like that, I don't know. It gets sales.
No, that's smart marketing. No, that did not reach me. Whatever. It didn't get to my corner of the world. I did. This was pretty gimmicky, so I probably So I got show and tell. So I got my books out. So I was in Traverse City and looking, and of course the place told me they didn't have any Archies. So I saw this, the Stranger Things Teenage Mutant Ninja crossover. So I grabbed that, and then I went, of course, on eBay when I got home and found out I could buy all 4 of the series for the same price I paid for them.
Well,
so I'll probably get the 4. But anyways, that got me because I was like, Stranger Things and because I like Stranger Things. Then
yeah, that's good marketing too. You might as well merge things that two different things people like, and just try it. You'll get the crossovers of the people who only ever read Stranger Things stuff who suddenly want to get the book. And I mean, it works. I don't doubt that they make money off of it. I just gimmicky stuff is, it's stuff they base sales on. Look, comics aren't less popular. Look at how much Daredevil #1 sold.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, it's like a false ceiling kind of thing. I don't know. It works. I mean, they're making money off of it.
Yeah.
The first comic appearance of He-Man was in that the DC Comics Presents, and they crossed it over with Superman. So Superman and He-Man duked it out. And that was kind of a gimmick to kind of get people interested. Like, if you're already you like Superman, well, you're getting that title. Oh, and here's Masters of the Universe showed up in it.
Right. And they did that for DC Comics for a couple of them. Like, they did a new Teen Titans one when Perez and Wolfman were starting out. They did the first appearance of the Teen Titans were in that DC Comics Presents little insert booklet in the middle, and yeah, that I mean, I'm sure that worked for a while too. Made that book more popular nowadays too. A little maybe not worth. I mean, the He-Man one is worth more than the Teen Titans one, but still, yeah. So they've been doing gimmicky stuff this whole time. It seemed like in the 90s it was all gimmick, like holograph covers and not blind bags, but little trading cards inserted into your X-Force #1, and nowadays it's
the Ferret comic that had the hole drilled right through the center of the comic.
right, yeah, like a bullet hole or something.
Yeah, like the cover showed this guy, and it was just a close up of his chest, and there's a big old hole with blood dripping on it, and that hole pierced through the entire comic.
That's genius, though, right? I mean, come on.
Oh, the Ferret actually had one where the cover was like his head in 3/4, and they cut the side of the comic to reflect that shape of his head. Okay. And so as you flip through the book, some of the pages had keywords missing because the cut kind of trimmed out some of that kind of essential stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, like a new, like if you went into a store, Kevin, and someone said blind bag, is that something that a newer reader will go, hey, great? Or, only if it was a Turtles one, probably, right?
Yeah, definitely. If it's a turtle one, I don't know if it would catch me right now. I could see a younger, especially TikTok generation, because it's the unknown.
Yeah.
What am I gonna get? Pokemon. That like when you see those, what do they call them? Pack rips or kind of
rip.
Yeah, they rip them right there, and they'll show it to you. Yeah,
and show what you got.
Yeah,
that actually was what I thought you were going with. Like you bought the blind bag and someone opened it on camera for you or whatnot. But that makes even more sense that you just buy it from the store and bring it home or whatnot.
Yeah.
Open in your car.
There are some that I've opened them up at the shops.
I will say I was in Arizona. And I'm assuming this is probably not just Arizona. It's probably any kind of like knick-knacky shops. But the shop had basically that blind bag for vinyl. And what this store did is they probably had the owner or whatnot probably just had people give him old records or whatnot, or maybe he collected records over his life and he just put them in there, and for $5 you just bought this record. It could be anything, could be metal, could be jazz. I ended up with a jazz record, but I did it because I collect vinyl, and I thought that was an excellent idea. So same theory.
Yeah, a little mystery, a little excitement, when you open it up.
Yeah, and then the sadness.
Big deal. It's like, huh. Well, what was that? The UHF movie, that Weird Al movie, where it's like, do you want to take this or $100, or do you want what's behind, in box number 2?
Yeah.
And they're like, what's in box number 2? And they lift it up, and there's nothing in there. It's like, you got nothing.
You get to drink from the fire hose.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to throw back to C2V2. There was several exhibitors that had nothing but like larger shoe boxes, we'll call it. If you kind of think about like that kind of shape, and they were sealed up, wrapped in paper and so forth. And on the side of it, it just said whatever property it was related to. Okay. And then they put down a dollar amount. You had no idea what it was. But just two things hit me at that, where I was like, oh, this is now the latest trend. Part number one was the price. Most of those boxes were going between $60 to $80 to $90 a mystery box.
Okay.
I mean, you have no idea. Is it someone's toenail clipping collection? No idea. I mean, it would say on the side of it, it would say, Demon Hunter or, Spy Family or whatever, The other thing was how many people were walking out with 4, 5, 6 boxes at a time.
Wow.
And they're like, and they claim that whatever it is has a higher value than what the price is on the side.
Okay.
But you just have no idea.
Yeah. It's all licensed stuff though, right? I mean, I think,
Yeah,
like they'll have a He-Man box and it's all licensed, and it could be anything
yeah.
as long as, they group it together. It could be a t-shirt and a tie and some toenail clippings from the He-Man
Yeah.
movie, which
Strands of Dolph Lundgren's hair.
I would pay for that. I mean, come on.
It's from the movie. It's 1987 quality.
1987 hair. Well, since we're on He-Man, have you seen the trailer? Are you excited?
It's kind of a mixed bag because I grew up with the 80s He-Man,
Yeah.
and that, like the toy. And the cartoon, well, even though that was based off of a bodybuilder proportions, that wasn't as muscular as the toy was. And then Dolph Lundgren was not even as muscular as the cartoon. And this dude is not even near as muscular, nor is he aged up enough. He still looks like a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like he teen, that's pretty much what it is, But I am excited. I do feel like it's, decades out of date because there isn't a demand. Like when they did the Barbie movie, the whole Barbie Heimer thing, that hit because Barbie was still pretty relevant. It was still out there. And while, yeah, they were kind of poking fun of it, this is dead serious, but it's a property that really hit its peak in the 80s and never really recaptured that height. So it's kind of like, I hope it does well. I'm just glad that they're doing it. Jared Leto is hidden under enough makeup that you don't really recognize that it's Jared Leto. And,
Well, is he Skeletor?
Yeah. There's enough little nods. Like even, one of them I thought was pretty clever was like with the whole pronouns aspect, they had his nameplate. And well, he's at the office and it says he/him.
Yeah.
And it's like He-Man. I was like, that's a nice little, thank you very much, kind of a moment. Some of it's great. I do like that they're really like, the 80s movie, they didn't have the budget. So they filmed a lot of it in the United States, or just like, yeah, it's just going to be in someone's backyard, or filming just out in the field somewhere. It was as low budget as they could get because it was going Globus. It was all the things wrong. But this one, they got more of a budget. CGI is caught up. So there was a lot more Eternia stuff. And you got Cringer, Battle Cat, which was something they couldn't do. There's a couple of characters that I really like that they're already showing. And it's like, man, that's great. This is really cool. I don't know if I'm going to be, opening night. I kind of want to be there like maybe a week later or two.
A week before?
I get the theater by myself. And it's like, all right.
If you're not the prime, night of first showing, I don't know who is. So, like
I did get, if Kevin's showing off one moment, I did get the latest He-Man figure. Those have started to show up.
And maybe they made him younger so they could do a sequel and not age him out right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more of a origin story.
Yeah.
If He-Man had an origin story.
Right. A re-origin. And I mean, you could argue though that Netflix, they have 4 or 5 He-Man different shows in the last 5 years. Maybe it is the time to do a He-Man movie again. I mean, I know you only liked one of them, one of the shows or whatever on the Netflix.
CG one was great.
Yeah.
Because they just took it and they realized we don't have to be beholden to what, decades old continuity because we're all old farts that just, it's like, what are we watching? Cartoon Network or Netflix, watching the He-Man cartoon. And it's like, no, you got to appeal to the younger generation. Then that's your target market.
You've aged out of it.
Yeah, as you can tell.
You always have your reruns.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are stored.
Multiple iterations on DVD and
VHS.
Yeah, I do have the VHS. I have one of those giant plastic disc things as well. I don't know if it was talking about vinyl. It was basically a vinyl record that had the movie on it.
A laser disc?
Not quite laser disc. I can't remember what it was. It was like an RCA proprietary technology. And it was like this giant case. I don't know if this even rings any bells, but it was this giant plastic case and it was the size of a record. It was pretty giant. and you had to slide it edge in first. You had to open up the latch, slide this thing in, it would grab it, and then you pulled the case out and you had to close the door.
Oh, yeah. Are you sure that's not a laser disc?
No, because it used a needle, and it was for the life of me. But I do have a master's in English on that too. Not to belabor it any further, but yeah, it's just random, But I have a couple of LPs back here, vinyl. A couple of them are picture discs that the vinyl actually had the graphic on it on both sides, and so I got a few vinyls that I'm proud to have, and that was amongst them.
I have a few picture discs. They're cool, and I always feel odd playing them. So
my in-laws they were hippies, so they still had all of their albums from that era, like amazing. So jumping way off the love of comics, but they still have the zipper.
When have we ever stayed on?
They had, and theirs isn't scratched at all. They had which was one of the biggest problems with that album. I think it was, I can't remember the album's name. It's not Sticky Fingers, but it was like Rolling Stones had an actual zipper on the sleeve for the record, and it was notorious because the zipper itself would actually function, and it would scratch the living crap out of the record itself.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
About gimmicks, they were even doing it back in the 60s.
Well, that's true. I mean, gimmicks isn't anything new, that's for sure.
They're putting out damaging gimmicks. Wait a minute.
Right. If you light this on fire.
Yeah. These spontaneously combust when you have contact with the air. So open up the line back. That's a one of one, and poof! Oh, I had the one of one.
I swear I had it.
Right. Now I just got this bag.
Ash in there. There was a comic called Eclipso in what was that? The late '80s, early '90s, and it was the DC Comics' like summer event was like this Eclipso thing that was going on. And the first issue was like had Bart Sears art, and he was holding up the gem, and they glued an actual plastic gem kind of thing right to the front cover, which
stuck out like that far.
It was. You might as well just stunk a bunch of daggers sticking out, because whatever comic was tucked next to it was just indented. So
right, you had to pad. You had to pad it.
Yeah, what do you think a comic like would that ever get graded? Like, how would you grade that particular issue?
I mean, I'm sure there's some graded stuff out there, probably on eBay. Just I don't know. I mean, a lot of those Eclipso comics that I see now, they don't have the gem on it anymore, like the dollar bins or whatever. You don't see them with it. It's just they've either fallen off, ripped off, or maybe they printed some without. I'm not sure.
Paid an extra premium to get that sweet gem action.
Was it extra for that?
I wouldn't be surprised. You want the deluxe edition? You want to supersize that?
I'm sure I have it somewhere in my boxes.
Yeah.
You just have to keep it in a big plastic box.
Yep. Right. All alone. Kevin, you said you were going to comic books, like you went to a comic store in Traverse City. What did you go to a comic store locally, Grand Rapids area?
Yep. I've been to Vault of Midnight a few times, and then out on Plainfield, and the name of it escapes me right now.
Comic Signal.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yep. That's it. Yep. I've been there a couple times. So.
Okay. They know you by name. They come in the door.
No.
And you're like, no.
Sit back. I'm okay. I'm just here to shop.
Right. Back off. Yeah. Vault of Midnight. I've friend of the show, Matt 10.0. That's his store he goes to all the time. I've only been there a couple times. It's downtown, so even though I live 10 minutes from downtown, it's inconvenient,
You gotta find parking. I've been in a shop. It's actually an interesting take on a comic shop.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have the vibe that most of them do. One, you can actually walk through the aisle. You're not like
Not tripping over boxes.
yeah, exactly. Like every square inch of an actual comic shop is usually occupied with something that they can try to sell. There's been a few comic shops that I've gone in that watching people crab walk, kind of like sideways in order to get. It's like there's a long box, and then they put long boxes by your knees, and you're like, I can't even like bend sideways to get to it.
I'm 54 years old. I don't look down to on the floor boxes anymore. You gotta be my height right here.
Yeah,
that's
keep it
and then
convenient.
I think that's what gets overwhelming to me at some points because I'll feel like I'm like, oh, I'm about 60% through everything. And then you look down and you're like, wait a minute, there's
Right. And you're like
all these
7 feet
boxes
tall
on-
though. Kevin, you're like
Yeah.
7 foot tall, so that'd be
Yeah.
even worse. You know, like that's
I'm
crazy.
like, can we put this up on the roof? And
Right,
just
yeah.
click it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about your height being an issue.
Yeah. Think about all the ones I've missed. Hopefully,
Right,
I'm
yeah.
just
Yeah, all the
The whole run
Archies.
of the Archie turtles is right there.
Think
There
of
was
the
a dollar bin.
You're like, that's what
Yeah.
it gets for not looking down.
I was trying to think if you've been out to Muskegon at Lang's, they have a huge dollar bin section. I'm trying to think if I ever saw the turtle stuff. Did you, Mike, remember any turtle stuff there?
I don't know because my the brother above me, he has almost the entire collection. He's missing like the last 2 issues because those are really hard to find.
Yeah, print run.
So yeah, he I do remember seeing a couple. Only in that it's like, is this the one? And he goes, no, they're higher in number.
So I would recommend going to Lang's, Kevin, and they I mean, it's the Lakeshore Mall or whatever. They own half of it probably with different stores, but their dollar bin section is huge, and you could spend the whole day there.
And we went there as they opened, and then they closed, and they offered us a slice of pizza while we were. It's just one of those like, do you guys do you have a catheter? What are you guys able to do? You know, like, you should not be able to stand this long. It's like a Burma Death March of comic hall looking,
Yep. But when I want to go look through comics, I'll go there because I know it's a huge variety too. Like you never know what you're gonna find there. Old stuff, but kind of beat up, but newer stuff that even was on the racks like 6 months ago, and they just had too many. So they don't care. Like they'll just throw it in there. If it's worth $4, it's worth $1 to them. You know, they just want to move on. They probably have so much inventory. It's one of the biggest stores.
Yeah, I think you said it was the second largest comic outside of Mile High out in Denver.
Yeah, and they have all kinds of toys and anything you could ever imagine. Yeah, statues.
Yeah, they took over a Bed Bath and Beyond, the entire comic
and filled it. Yeah,
So they're the Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still like one bed sheet set over here.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a bar of soap, and the rest of it's the Beyond.
Right. Yeah. They just crossed out the bed and the bath.
No, that's good. Yeah, I'll have to get. Did you say Legos too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big old section.
Yeah, so they have stuff still in boxes, stuff collected in the bags, and then they also have just cauldrons of Lego loose pieces
that you like by bulk. I think.
Yeah, there's probably a child still in there, just buried. They never found his body.
It sucks because it used to be they just had the dollar bins and it was only open on the weekend. So you either go your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or you're screwed. But now they have such a big store; it's open every day, so it's a much more convenient and probably too accessible now. Because I mean, I bought so much they offered me a free box. Here I have a box laying around. Here's a big long box. Okay, thanks. I just spent $300 on your store.
Well, what's actually really good though is that it feels like a comic convention in the store itself. The way it's laid out, how much variety that they have, the fact that it's open as long as it is, and it's in a giant warehouse, open space that you just like this feels like it could have easily been a comic convention. We just don't have the like an artist, like a signing over on the side.
Yeah, the guy from Roy Rogers signing autographs every day.
Right? Yeah. Here's Trigger.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely have to make that. That sounds like probably a solo trip. Is the other thing about going to the comic book stores is usually they're by like things that interest Carly, so she can leave and not wander around the store with me. So.
Yeah, this one's a little bit more interesting than that because this is now the anchor in that mall that the rest of the mall has morphed into a auxiliary shop. So like if you were into Pokemon, One Piece, Magic the Gathering card games, there's a whole store for that right next door to it. Statues, there's another store right next to that. You like vintage VHS tapes? There's a store. So I mean, this is like pilgrimage, if you would, to go to this mall.
Yeah, it's funny too. Is we also tend to like poke our heads into antique stores. I don't know if you've ever gotten that desperate, but there's usually at least exactly like Wally's. Like so, there's always boxes of comics. I've never found anything great. I'm assuming people know what they have, so they're not leaving them unattended there. But
they know what they're gonna eBay it and then throw the rest out on the boxes and stuff like that. But you never know what you're gonna find.
I do get a kick out of the antique stores that feel like, well, I have an old comic. Old must mean it is valuable. Old must mean that I can retire by this one book. And you're looking at it, and it's like The Adventures of Rin Tin Tin, number 43, and the cover's missing. $45.
You're like,
you're lucky if you get a buck out of that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a lot of people. It depends on condition, obviously. And then really just interest. It might be old, but you're going to sit on it for 2 decades before the right person comes in who's been looking for that Rin Tin Tin, It's just the crapshoot, really.
You had mentioned that, you were looking for those turtle books, but has the completist bug really hit you hard, medium, or just a little nibble? Like, where do you feel like I have to get these things? This is now the quest for the Grail.
Yeah, it's still just a nibble. It's not quite hit me like records or like instruments. In fact, since we've talked, bought 4 new guitars. But what will happen is
just during this talk, you bought 4 new guitars?
Just during this talk, I've been on eBay. And
just now.
Won 4 auctions.
And that might be my personality or whatever, OCD, AC, whatever initials I am. Like I'll go months without, and then all of a sudden I'll refocus and I'll buy like 5 or 6. Like I mentioned, if we go out of town, I'll go into the comic book store and I'll spend half hour, 45 minutes in there, look, scouring through it. It's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel when you go on eBay because they're just sitting there. I haven't actually experienced what I'm assuming you and Andy did in your youth and throughout, where you actually can find something that you're looking for, because you get that like jolt of joy.
There's been times where finding an issue was one of those, like, I displaced the memory of my children's birth in order to put this in there. Like, oh, I found it. You won't believe,
Those keys you've been looking for, not necessarily valuable ones, but just ones that aren't out there, and you find it, and it's just in the back of a box, something like, it's the rush of finding, the vinyl you've been looking for, or it's just, when it's not easy and you just come across it, it's the collector mentality of, whew, this is worth it, isn't it? This is my time.
Funny too, because I have found other issues, and I'll get, I'll see the teenage do not get all excited, and then I'm like, it's not what I'm looking for.
Well, it's always kind of nice because it gives you something to do, if nothing else. I mean, especially when you go into kind of a strange town, you're like, what does this town have to offer? What's here? and yet something that's not going to be so overwhelming. Because like if you go into a major metropolitan area, it's like there's so much. I don't get caught in this whole like tourist trap thing where I'm going to be here for hours on end just waiting in line. Or yeah, they might have a little small mom and pop, like what you're saying about supporting the local, business. It's like there's a small mom and pop comic shop. I'm like literally just glad to have somebody come in, and sure enough, a lot more often than not, they're like, "Thank you." And it always feels kind of like, hey, it was somewhat embarrassing, but at the same point, it was really, really cool. When we got to tour the DC offices back when I was in New York, we were there for hours and hours and hours, and got to talk to a lot of the head honchos and top people there. They just kind of hang out, and we left with bags, like cut off your circulation amount of bags of goods. We didn't eat at all that day because we were just, it was Toy Fair. We wound up going because it was in New York. We went after hours to go and meet. It got really late, and then we wound up going to like Olive Garden. It's like out of all the places in New York City to eat, you ate at Olive Garden or something like that. No, it was a TGI Fridays. It was a TGI Fridays.
Even better.
Yeah, exactly. Quality food. And people just gave us nothing but grief because it's like, you're in New York and you ate. And it's like, there was no line. It was open insanely late because it was, and it was on the subway route. So we could just grab it, get out, and get ready for the next day of the show. Something about just being able to do that nerdy-ish kind of a thing, because everything else can be overwhelming. Downtown, they had comic shops in New York that stayed open like midnight, and it's like, and they were packed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because it was like, well, it gave you something to do at that hour.
Now, Kevin, so you're collecting, but how big of a collection do you think you have now? Like a short box still, like couple short boxes.
What is a short box? We can do more show and tell. I can show you the bulk of my collection is this.
Yeah,
That's a short box.
Short box.
Okay.
That is a short box.
Everything's out of proportion when it comes to him because it's like, 7 foot dude, hold on, that really is a long box, but in your arms, that's like
it's the bulk of it. And then it's funny too. A couple months ago, I did when I was younger I bought some comics that had made it through the years, and I found them. And then we were talking about on the last episode the death of were we talking about the death of Superman? How everyone went out and bought it because they thought it was going to be such a valuable comic, but
another gimmick.
Yeah, another gimmick.
Blind bag, one of the originals.
Yeah,
I found in that one this guy back from the dead. So I'm assuming my parents or me thought they're like, you better get that back from the dead Superman from '93. So.
Right. And that issue there had a holographic cover as well. I have one that's holographic. So
nice.
I was trying to remember if it was a peel off because it had like old man Jonathan Kent kind of like reaching out, and there was this fogginess that you saw Superman through, and then you could peel that Superman off.
I don't remember peeling off anything, but gimmicks back then, and you got one.
Yeah, gimmicks definitely got my parents. I've had everything that was sold, every McDonald's meal, Happy Meal.
How are those Beanie Babies?
Cups.
The big stack of Beanie Babies.
I don't know if we got that. Might have been the one that we missed out on, but no. But would this be a couple hundred? I'm probably at around a couple hundred, 250.
Yeah, that seems about right. You could probably get 200 or so in a short box, 250. Are you supposed to? I don't know, but you just shove them right in there.
Your box is just visibly shaking.
Right.
I can get one more. There's like pressure.
Like this is supposed to rinse, right? Rinse and duct tape it, right?
Reinforcing it, another layer. The year is like in the mid 90s, and the comic boom was at its height. So they were just trying to find anything that they could do that would be like, oh, people are buying comics, we'll make comics around anything. Then someone had the bright idea of like, well, comics can be more than just superheroes. They can actually be biographies. So, did you know or have any interest? Because there is a whole series and sub-series of comics about rock and roll stars. Guns N' Roses had a comic.
Kiss.
Oh, really?
Kiss had several comics. Even McFarlane did Kiss comics, but like this whole series had like Bon Jovi, the comic. And
Wow.
it was all of like the 90s. They did eke back a little bit. Like there may have been like the Beatles as a whole.
Black Sabbath and all those.
The Ozzy Osbourne, whole comic series. It was a whole run of, and they were poorly drawn, poorly written. I don't know if they just were like, there's a band called Guns N' Roses. You want to do a comic on them? Okay, what are they? Just a gun and a rose. Something based off of that. Just I don't know how accurate. There was Michael Jackson. I do remember that one. There was a series of them. Would that have lured a young Kevin into comics earlier if he knew those existed? Like, I love rock and roll, and I love the comics. Oh my gosh, this is chocolate and peanut butter meeting for the first time.
No, I can guarantee you, no, that would not work. Young Kevin, because young Kevin was kind of a douche when it came to music, and I probably would have thought that was super uncool.
Right.
And yeah, young Kevin was only into his music writing. Now, obviously I listened to like Nirvana, all the hot bands at the time. I was a Guns N' Roses fan, but I don't know if that would have got me. I remember Kiss, unless they had did they have a cartoon? Maybe it was a cartoon I'm thinking of, the Kiss cartoon.
Yep.
Because that sounded extremely familiar. Probably honestly say that one have got me. I thought when you started to go down that line, I thought you were gonna say that there was comic books for historical figures like George Washington or like
well, that publisher did do they did like NASCAR legends. So if you ever wanted to know about the life and times of Jeff Gordon, by all means tap into that series. They were all over the place. I don't know if they went true historic, here's Teddy Roosevelt, but they might have done somebody of like LL Cool J, or somebody that was in the pop culture.
Yeah, more pop culture.
Yeah, not like true, because that's I don't even think Classic Illustrator ever did that back in the day, where they actually kind of did actual people. Having worked in the toy industry, one of the more interesting aspects was working on model kits and so forth of like where people would get all the plastic parts, glue them together, and ta-da, got a thing. And at the height of model kits way back, they were just like, if you make it, they will come kind of a thing. One of them was quite literally just JFK sitting on a chair, and it's sold. I don't know how well, but they made it, and they're like, you know what kids today really want? A seated John F. Kennedy.
Was it in a limo?
Yeah. Well, it was probably so. It was like the chair. You can take it off, and here's a scale car. Yeah. Is
that too soon? I don't know.
Yeah. What's Maryland? Doing?
Why is Maryland laying down on the floor next to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kung Fu grip.
Push his back and his hand goes up.
Yeah.
I feel like you're talking through that band thing. Like, I feel like if you put a good storyline to it and some good artistry, that would probably be pretty sweet. Now, it might be because I'm older now and just think of that. I don't know how teenagers would think about that, but you could get some pretty good backstories. I mean, obviously bands tour, they'd have the cover of being a band, and then they could go out and solve crimes throughout the night.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who drew the Kiss comics.
Well, that actually was like under the McFarlane line for the most part. It was like Kiss Psycho Circus, I think it was what.
Yeah, well, in '77, Marvel did a run.
Yeah, that was during the
there you go.
it turns out, like you were saying, like it's Guns N' Roses on tour, but then here's the actual, going like, we got to solve this mystery, gang. And it's Slash is like, what? And then you get to then you get the issue with Nirvana, and it's Kurt Cobain going like, hey guys, we got to solve this mystery. And then the Foo Fighters, yeah, it was like Pinkies. It's like it's the same story. It just has a different band.
It's just a different band.
It with a different band over and over again.
Yeah, Image Comics did. Yeah, Todd McFarlane's Psycho Circus. It lasted 31 issues. That's not a bad run.
Dang.
I don't see any artists attached to it. Archie did a 2011 Archie Meets Kiss. So that'd be something to track down.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it really?
Is it?
Yeah.
It's my next quest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, what we should do is the first of us that come across it in the wild, take a photo, send it, and see who gets it first.
All right. In the wild. Got to be in the wild.
In the wild.
Just
Okay.
go, I found this on eBay. Here it is. But yeah, Archie Meets Kiss.
Kevin, you got a good chance because I don't go in the wild that often anymore.
One more trip to Traverse City, and now he's got something.
Boom, found it.
Tell me my next one. That guy will look at. He looked at me like I was an idiot when I asked about the Teenage I could only imagine. I'll be like, so do you have Archie Meets Kiss? Like, get out of here.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. He's got like a photo printed out right above the cash register. Do not serve this person.
Right, yeah.
He's banned, forever banned.
That's funny.
Forever banned.
Forever.
I'll just sneak it in a costume. Sure.
He got a big handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
Any last questions, Mike?
Let's say worst things happen and fiance is already out the door. The house, your abode is on fire. Do you rescue any of your comics or do you rescue your guitars?
My comics, I'm guitarist.
The comics are gone, right?
Yeah.
They're flammable by their very nature.
Even I'd save the guitars.
I will say this. Now, actually, I'm thinking about it. Comics would be easier to get out, and I have insurance. It's probably one guitar I'm grabbing because it's been with me since '96, I think. It's not my original guitar, but it's basically my original guitar. All the rest of them could be replaced. So you know what? I'll say I'll grab the comics and my Ibanez.
Well,
thanks for remembering the title of the podcast.
Right, yeah.
Why we love comics more than guitars.
Yeah.
There's that little bit that didn't have enough room on the
You did say the fiance was out of the picture, right? I did.
Right, yeah.
I don't have to grab her.
She's safe.
She's safe. Okay.
I didn't want that to be a third option of like, well, crap, no,
What about
that's
the
a real
cat?
dilemma.
Yeah. Talking about the fiance, that is my last question is, if she were to collect something, what do you think she would collect comic book wise? Or does she? I don't know.
No, she doesn't. That's a very good question. Is there a Love is Blind comic book out there?
Ooh.
Oh.
No, but there's
Or
probably a
Love is a
couple that
blind
are.
bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, Love is Blind bang.
There's probably some like trashy kind of similar books, but I can't think of that. Okay.
There's probably a million manga out there. Unrequited love. Book.
Right.
Romance comics.
Yeah.
Especially manga, yeah. Well, thanks, Kevin, for being on. We really appreciate it.
Hey, congrats on the road to 100.
Thanks.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
great that you guys are still going.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, we're happy.
Blood and tears.
Right. A lot of tears, a lot of blood, mostly mine. But
some sort of ailment that Andy's
Right, yeah.
along their way.
right, someday I'll be healthy. But Kevin, thanks again. We need to catch up more frequently than this. Certainly next time we'll have you on. I'll have some questions about your Archie run.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for next time. If you have any questions for Kevin or any of us, you can email us. Our webpage, let's see, our email. Let me try that first. This is why I love comics at gmail.com. Boy, you can tell I haven't done this in a while. Our webpage is, and this is why I love comics, podcast.buzzsprout.com. Check us out there. You can also text us from there. And Mike tried the voicemail out the other day, and that works too. So you can voicemail us on there as well. You can join us on the Facebook, and this is why I love comics podcast. We have a whole bunch of stuff there, info about upcoming episodes. You can join us on the TikTok. I've been doing some really classy stuff there. Why I Love Comics podcast, and I'm Andy from the show. You can support the show. We have Patreon members. Thanks again for those Patreon members that are joining us. You can also join us there, and we are there. And this is why I love comics. Thanks to our supporters and friends of the show. We couldn't do it without you. Thanks to producer Katie, co-host Matt 2.0, Kevin, who's right there, Jamie, Matt 10.0, and Keegan and Roberto. We're on the road to 100, so I think this is like the halfway point. I think Kevin is 95 or 96. We're halfway there. We do have a contest going on there. And what? Are you doing my math wrong, Matt?
Well, I'm just thinking halfway to 100 would be 50, wouldn't it?
Halfway between the 10, the 10 remaining episodes.
The countdown from 90 to 100.
English was my major, not math, so that's we're halfway. We're halfway episode 50. No, but you do have a point there. I should probably rephrase that, but I'm not going to. Just check out the Road to 100. There, you still have an opportunity to join in and win some fabulous prizes. Kevin, you got anything to plug? I know you're in Thunder Chicken, semi-casual bedtime. You got any upcoming concerts?
We don't. We're working on recording, but yeah, if the listeners want to check us out, it's Thunder Chicken on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your music. Or like you said, semi-casual bedtime, also on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your music at.
Awesome. And so for the show, I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll talk to you later. Cue the Thunder Chicken.
Yeah.
Why can't you take it all away and be with me? Why can't love take us both away? This goes right through me. Right through me now, right through me, right through me now.
Boom, boom. I just kind of randomly choose a song at the end. Boom.